Hello! Today I will be attempting to clean this vintage hairbrush and vintage handheld mirror that my husband bought for me at an antique mall down the road the other day. I don't know what decade they're from, but if anyone knows, please let me know. I'd love to know. This hairbrush was definitely very heavy with fuzz and different types of hair, so I'm not quite sure how old it is, but I definitely thought it could use a good cleaning before I put it to use. So I just started with taking out the easier parts, easier clumps and hairs I could just pull out with my hand. This took a very long time. I saw online that people could use combs or toothbrushes. I just didn't have any on me, so this was really the only way I could do it. At this part in the process, I realized that the comb part actually just popped right out of the frame, and I loved that because I didn't want to do anything that might possibly damage the original frame, so this was just a lot easier. Again, I am just taking out the bigger clumps of hair before I fill up my sink with some hot water. The water was definitely hot, but please don't burn your hand in the process if you're trying to do this. Definitely hot water will clean it, but don't burn your hands. I then submerged the comb and kind of plucked away once the hair was a little easier to grab when wet. It's easier to see and just easier to clump up, so I just continued taking out the strands that I saw. I then took 2 tablespoons of baking soda and added that to the water. I then just swirled that around with my hand to get it nice and blended, and then I submerged the comb once again, still plucking away at those hairs. Those things really did not want to come out, and more kept rising to the surface with each plunge, so it's a tedious process. I'm already starting to see the progress here and gives me hope to keep going. I really didn't know if this would work very well. Draining the sink, I then fill it with some new water, and I did read that you can add some of your own hair conditioner to kind of soften the bristles of the hairbrush. So I think I would go back and change this because this ended up actually making my hair very greasy when the brush was put to use because it was kind of filled with conditioner. I don't know if I put too much or what, but definitely just a one stroke of my hair, it made it pretty oily. So feeling very satisfied with this, I felt comfortable enough to call it good and drain the water. But then I realized that the face detail on the back of the hairbrush came off, and by came off I mean I wondered if it came off, so I peeled it off the back of the hairbrush, and then I instantly regretted it because I didn't actually expect it to come off. So I grabbed my glue gun and really hoped and prayed that it would pop back on like it was brand new, and thankfully it did. Hot glue gun is a lifesaver, especially for when I make very stupid decisions impulsively. So yeah, popped right back on, so in case you do that, just hot glue gun that sucker back on. Then I was able to return to the cleaning process. So for the handle and the frame of the hairbrush, I took some lemon juice, and with a Q-tip I just gently tried to make sure I hit every crease of the design. It was pretty satisfying cleaning this, I'm not gonna lie. A lot of dirt and grime came off, and I wasn't really expecting that. Sometimes you just like kinda, oh yeah, things are dirty, but then you actually see it. My husband talks about when he worked at a bank, he wore gloves and handled all this money, and his gloves would literally be black very quickly. He had to change gloves like every 15 minutes, so yeah, it's what made me think of it. I'm just making sure I'm cleaning the inside that goes behind the comb as well before I replace the comb, just to make sure that everything is in tip-top shape. Next, I was able to move on to the handheld mirror. I followed the same process, just cleaning it with the lemon juice, and it worked out fairly well. For cleaning the frame, I just put some vinegar and water on a washcloth and just kind of went around in circles cleaning it. You know how to clean a mirror. Nothing really was stained to begin with, so it wasn't that hard of a thing to do, but it was really satisfying seeing how shiny it was after. Once the comb of the hairbrush had dried, I was able to pop that back in. And these suckers are ready to go. I definitely will use these. I like to use things that I buy, not just keep things for decoration. My fake plants in the corner are eyeing me down right now, but you know, most things I definitely like to actually use. So if you ever do this, you'll probably do it a lot better than me, but I am definitely proud that I tried something new, and I'm very excited to use these.